What's up, everyone? This is Eric, and today I have a special guest, a mentor of mine since day one in real estate. I met Thach probably back in 1999. I heard about his group of 12 to 15 people, and just a quick story on how we met and what we've gone through. Again, we met back in 1999, John L. Scott Real Estate down on Rainier Avenue. It's been a while, and I heard so much about that, and driving by his office. I wasn't at John L. Scott at first. I went to McPherson's, which was, past your office. And every single day I drove by, I used to see your Mercedes Benz, and that was, I kept on telling myself, I'm going to be in that office someday so I can meet that and work with this guy. So finally, a few months later, I finally jumped in and got into his group. Went into John L. Scott, and it was nothing that it was nothing that I really thought about real estate. He had me waking up at 3:15 every single morning, drive down to West Seattle, to the Hearts gym, worked out from 4:15 to 6 a.m. with the other guys, got back to the office, had us, do cold calling. I really feel like our office was to me, we were the reason that they created the do not call list, because we called every single day. We door knocked, but through it all, man, I learned a lot. Number one, mindset was the biggest thing that you taught. Mindset. Remember we walked on fire?
Oh man!
Oh my God! I never. When I tell people still don't believe me. We walked on fire, and then you had us run the marathon.
Yeah,
man. Remember San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon back in, I think that was 2000 or something like that, 2001. Breaking boards.
Yeah,
things that I never would have thought that I can do. But with that, we did a lot of stuff. He was very passionate about us getting better. We turn in our numbers every single Monday. We meditated. You still do that.
Do you do that today?
Still do that. Yeah, exactly. And so, I just want you to share, some of the things that you've learned throughout your journey. Things that you would advise people now, agents, investors, or just everyday people. And again, I know you're out there on social media a lot, and I watch them. And good information, but I love to use my little platform to really put out good energy out there, because I know, man, you're that guy. So without further ado, man, Thach, man, go right ahead.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. So some of you guys who don't know me, just to give you a quick background, and then we'll bring it to the present. But I was born in Vietnam in 1970. My dad worked for the military, U.S. military in Vietnam in 75. He got a phone call from his boss saying the communists are taking over South Vietnam. We're going to pull the troops out. You should bring your family with us so you can get out of here. Otherwise, you and the family are going to be captured and you're going to be dead. My dad called home, told my mom, pack everything up. We're going to the United States. And I have 4 brothers and a sister. My mom was pregnant, my sister at the time, and we had 1 suitcase. We had $100, and that was it. And we hopped on my dad's Jeep, go to the airport, and we got on the last plane. We came out of Vietnam and landed in San Diego, lived in the shelter there for a few months. My dad then got shipped up to Tacoma, lived in the shelter, Camp Murray for a few months, and then finally we lived in with a sponsor out in Sumner, Washington. We lived there for about 2 years, and my dad finally got a job working at the welfare office as a social worker on Martin Luther King and McClellan. If you guys know that area, Franklin High School, and he became a social worker. And we moved up to Rainier Valley off of MLK, Martin Luther King Street, and we lived there from 1977 until 1980. 82, 83, and then my mom moved to Rainier Beach in that area. And, I grew up, man, just like normal everybody else, poor. We used to go to the food bank on Rainier Avenue, right? We used to carry laundry from our house all the way down to the laundromat, you know, which is probably about 2 miles, you know what I mean, and do the laundry down there. We lived in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house for 8 of us, right? And man, you know what? And anyone who's listening, they can appreciate this, because coming from Vietnam and living in the homeless shelter, 8 people living in a 2-bedroom house, man, it's still a palace. You know what I'm saying? It's still a palace, you know. And you know, and I appreciate that. And you know, when I grew up living in Rainier Valley, you know, I had paper routes. I had 2 paper routes. My dad said, you know, help me deliver them, you know, on the weekend when he'd be driving, I'd be jumping out and dropping a paper. And then you know, you know, I went to school. I went to school in South Seattle. I graduated from Asa Mercer and McClure, and then I went to Franklin High School in 1984, and I graduated from Franklin in 88. You know, I had good grades, man, in my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. And I want to say this to people to inspire people to understand this. When I was a senior, I started hanging out with a lot of my friends who was all about kicking it, you know, want to go to the party, want to go down to the park and drink 40-ounce, you know, old English and shit, you know what I mean? And by the time I graduated, man, in high school in 88, you know, I had a 2.83 GPA. And a lot of the teacher, a lot of people are like, man, you ain't gonna beat nothing, man, with those kind of grades. And I want to tell people this: it don't matter what your GPA is in life. It's really how high you desire to want to be successful in life. Yep. So of course, I did my desire wasn't like that important to get good grades in my senior year. But when I got exposed, so when I left 88, I went to college to fix aviation airplane with my older brother from 88 to 91. You know, I got my degree to fix airplane just to get it, right? I didn't care for it, but I just got it. So in 1991, I got my real estate license. And I was sitting at a Thai Tang restaurant and parking cars, and my friend Linda Chan, the daughter's owner, said, hey, you should go do your real estate test with me, because I'm gonna get my real estate license. I think you'd be good at it. You got a good mouthpiece, right? And I was like, okay, cool. And so I went with her, and we both graduated, and we both got a license, and we worked at Windermere in Seward Park in 91. And for the first 3 years, I didn't do that well. And I'll tell you why I didn't do well. Because I didn't have a mentor that taught me how to go out there and find business. Yeah. See, a lot of people think, Eric, you know this. Yeah. This is because they get their license to be a realtor, and they go and get their hour to have a real estate license, that they know what to do. Man, that's like saying if you get your driver's license, you know how to drive. You don't have no clue how to drive still yet, right? Yeah. And I got my license for 3 years. You guys sat around the office waiting for someone to call. And what made it worse, I was only 21 years old. In 1991, I got my license. Who's going to hire a 21-year-old dude to help him sell a house? You know what I mean?
I was 22. I was 22 when I started. Right. Man, it was tough, man. It was tough.
And lucky for you, you already had me already walked the path, so I could tell you what you should not do, right?
Exactly.
And so I sat around from 1991 to 1994, just basically clueless. And then I met Mike Ferry, our trainer and our mentor for many years. And he said, if you want to be successful in real estate, and I'm going to say this in any business, there's basically 3 ways you can do it. 1, you can sit around, wait for the business to come to you. The problem is, it's unpredictable. It's hard to duplicate it.
Yeah.
Number 2, you can spend a lot of money, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. And it's also not a repeatable and very hard to duplicate. Yeah. Or number 3, you can go out there and you can actively prospect, right? Call clientele, make phone call, track your number, right? You don't have to spend no much money at all, and just prospect either by phone, by door. And if you track that, you will see in sale that it takes an average of somebody contact to get an appointment. If you do that consistently, you can make a lot of money without spending a lot of money. Yeah. And that was the life of me, right? Yeah. And at that time I didn't have no money, just like you. When you didn't have no money when you started.
No, man.
And so in 1994, I hired Mike Ferry as a coach, which I recommend everybody who ever want to be successful, go get a mentor, go get a coach, because if you don't, then your learning curve is just going to be slower. You get a mentor and a coach, your learning curve can just go up much quicker. The problem is your ego and everybody around you say, man, you don't need no coach, right? How many people say to you, I don't really need no coach. I know what to do, how to lose weight.
Yeah.
Right? I know what to do, how to get fit. Well, if you knew, you'd be doing it. Right?
Right.
And so I paid Mike Fair at the time. It was $300 a month.
Oh, that was cheap.
It was cheap back then, right? For a half an hour call every other week. Okay. And he had me memorize what I need to say, which I had you guys do. Yeah. And then he encouraged me to go out there and door knock at the time. And I met a Hispanic guy named Floyd Cantilleri.
Oh yeah.
Right. And he used to sell about 500 homes a year. I went to shadow him, and he got me so inspired. When I got back to Seattle in my first year coaching Mike Ferry, I decided I'm going to door knock 100 doors a day. Whew. And I'm going to have my wife Cammy drop me off at the location on Beacon Hill, drive off with the car so I can't get back in.
Yeah.
And then I would door knock 100 doors from 9 o'clock until I get done. And he used to take me 5 hours a day. And you know that because you went out there and knocked with me.
Yep.
I did 100 doors a day, you guys, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, every day for 10 years. And I used to ask people, have you had any thoughts on winning my sale? And I did that script over and over, 100 times a day. And all of a sudden, my business went from no deal in 1991 to all of a sudden, Mike Fair, first year, 10 deals. And then second year, 20 deals, 30 deals, 40 deals, 50 deals, 60 deals, 70 deals, 80, 100 deals a year. And at that time, very few people were even doing 100 deals back in the days.
Yeah, man.
Right? And that's how I was making $1 million at the age of 27, selling real estate, just knocking on doors. But it's not even knocking on a door. It's just talking to a lot of people.
Yep. That was
and I tell people, if you want to be successful with anything, you have to talk to a lot of people. Right? In the world of fitness, you got to talk to a lot of people to enroll them being a member at the gym.
Yeah.
Same way, right? And so I made a lot of money selling real estate, and then I met a good owner in Saul. He recruited me to come to work at John F. Scott. And he said to me, the one thing he said to me would change my life today was, you can make money and you can be rich selling real estate, but you'll never be wealthy unless you own real estate. Yeah. When you own real estate, you trade your money back for time so you can do more things you want to do. But if you selling real estate and you never invest to buy rental property, you always trade your time to make money, you're rich. But the problem when you stop selling, you stop having income. So he said to me, go make your money selling real estate. I want you to pull your money off the table and start buying rental and keep them for long term. So when you get older, then when you have enough passive income, you can trade your money back for time. You can go do the thing you like to do, give back, make a difference, train your kid, you know what I mean? And all that. And that's what I do today, But I still sell real estate today. I still door knock today, 3-4 hours a day, 4 days a week. And I make money so I can buy more rental, so I can create more passive income, so I can do more fun thing like what we're doing right now on the Zoom call with you, giving back and making a difference and inspiring other people to dream big. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Thach. So you said that you're still door knocking today.
Yep.
So have you changed any of your approach?
Good question.
To door knocking? Yeah.
Yeah. So before the virus hit a couple weeks ago, right now I'm on the phone calling because I do phone and call door still, but I will do mostly doors before the virus.
Yeah.
So today I have a big database that have bought and sold real estate. So like, for example, like this morning before you called me, I was talking to a lot of my clients and friends, just checking how they're doing right now with the virus.
Yeah.
Not talking about real estate, but just checking how they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's shocking. A lot of them like, hey, is this Thach? Holy shit, man. What do I owe this honor to, right? So I still do that. And then after that, then I spend a lot of time right now really focusing on finding property that I want to buy.
Okay.
So what I buy today, I buy a lot of fixer-up houses. And I can fix them up and keep them for rental. Or if they don't meet all my criteria, I fix them up and I just flip them. Right?
So with that, have you changed any of your numbers, your standards, because of, so I'm guessing that it's, again, you're looking at your numbers a little bit differently now than 4 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So what have you
Right
changed?
now, so before 4 weeks ago, I was out door knocking and we were doing very good. I mean, I picked up a whole bunch of property in the last probably, I started door knocking again about almost a year ago, because I got inspired to go out there and find deals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I knew what I'm about when I'm out there prospecting, I get deals. And I got inspired to get back. It took me a little bit to get the courage to get back out there because my ego was like, bro, you're too successful, too rich. You're a multi-millionaire, right? I mean, you are at where everybody want to be at, and you about to go door knock and cold call and put yourself in that place where you can get rejected again? Are you crazy? You know what I mean? And so I had to get over that. But my numbers before the virus, I was out door knocking. I was picking up. Man, I picked up a whole bunch of townhouse sites because I still buy townhouse sites. I developed townhouse site. I picked up a whole bunch of houses to flip, a whole bunch of houses to keep. And then some of them I don't like, I just assign them. So in the last 12 months, I've done very well doing that. I make more money. I made more money, bro, doing investing and flipping than I do selling real estate. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah, yeah. No, okay. So with that, I just want to get back to the numbers.
Yeah, tell me what the numbers.
Change have you know, when you like I said, that, you know, if you're buying a property, okay, you have your you know, you put it out there a lot about, you know, how much you should buy properties for, but have that change a little bit, or it's still the same. Okay.
Oh, so my number is this, okay? If I ever buy a house to fix and flip, I have to make sure that I make at least a minimum 20 to 25% profit. Okay, so if I flip a house for 600,000, 20%, I have to make at least 100,000, 600,000. I have to make at least $120,000 on the flip.
Okay, got it.
Otherwise, I don't. I will just go ahead. If it's only 50,000, I will assign the deal. I don't even want to mess with it.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna buy a fixer and keep it, and the house is worth 600,000, I gotta have a minimum of 30% margin. I mean, I have to have at least 30% of 600 is $180,000 margin.
Got it.
Otherwise, I don't keep it. Okay, I will just flip it. So today, during these times of this new adjustment, it has to be even higher now.
Higher. Yeah.
It gotta be higher. So a flip might be 20, 25. A flip today has to be 30% margin.
Okay.
A keeper at 30%, it has to be probably 30 to 50% margin.
Got it.
And I'm going to tell you why. If you can base your number on those numbers, if you buy it and the market dip down, worst case, you still make 10, 20, 15% on your money quick.
Right. Right.
I don't recommend people buying dirt to build. But if you want to make money in real estate as an investor, assign deal and flip deal right now, because it's quick in and out.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as flipping though, they're banned from working, unless they're building an essential business, but what you're doing is just residential, townhome, things like that. But if you're flipping, then it'd be tough for people to go out there and fix the house for you. So how does that,
Well, I just got an email yesterday where I think that I thought I got an email, and Cammie mentioned to me that I know that realtor, stager, and photographer, they can go back out there working again.
Yes.
Right. And certain contracting people, right, in the housing business can still do work. Okay. But I'm going to say this to the investor out there watching this. Okay.
Yeah.
Flipping houses is overrated. I'm going to tell you what's better than flipping houses.
Let me tell you. Let me guess.
See this stack? These are stack of fixer leads. If you can find good leads right now, even though you might not be able to work 100% or even show it, if I call this guy right now, and he said, I'm ready to sell, Thach, it's a fixer. I got one right now. The guy I just talked to yesterday, he got a house that's beat up over in Sewell Park. And if he says, okay, I signed the contract for $300,000, this fixer, I don't even need to see the house,
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But if you had a fixer, they told you where it is, and he told you $300,000 in Sewell Park. You can pull it up in that partial viewer. You will know I don't need to see it. Would you agree?
Exactly.
Okay. So if I get this property for 300,000, if I don't want to fix it up, you know what I do with it?
You wholesale it.
I'll wholesale it for 400,000, make 100 grand profit, and someone who buy for 400 will still make $100,000 on a profit on it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to people right now, you want to get innovative? Here's innovative. Go and find old houses, call them, if you can knock on them, ask them when they sell, if it's really beat up, those people, they don't want you in the house anyways.
Yeah.
You get a good price, you can tie it up and you can just wholesale it and make money right now, even during coronavirus time.
Yeah. Now, as far as when you're assigning your contracts, the buyers, the end buyers,
yes.
Are they afraid, or have you seen a little bit of them like backing off all your cash buyers or any
inexperienced investor?
Yeah.
They was already scared anyways, even when the market was good.
Yeah.
They're brand new. But you and I know there's a bunch of guys out there that done it for a long time that we can still get hard money lending, right? And we understand the market. We've been doing the real estate market for a while, and we know we get in and out quick.
Yeah.
But you and I know right now, inventory is low, but there's people still buying on the MLS.
Yes.
If the house is done well and put on the market and it's vacant, people will go out and look at it.
Yeah, easy to show. Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. So the money, what I'm doing right now, I tell you where I make my money right now. Right now, the number one word right now for everybody in America is cash flow. Having money coming through the front door. Would you agree? That's the number one word. Everybody right now, their whole cash flow faucet got turned off like this. Man.
Real quick.
Real quick. Okay? Even just regular American people, right?
Yeah.
They ain't got no money to even eat. So the key word right now is cash flow. So I want everybody to really think about how we get creative with the talent, the God-given talent that we all get to create cash flow. Cash flow. One of my friends, he's a chauffeur driver, for like limousine.
Yeah.
He's out of business, right? But he got creative and he said, Thach, I'm doing detailing, bro, for people right now at my garage. So they drop it off at my house and I detail the car for them. I'm making some side money right now. I just told you what my friend Hugo from Benchmark Motoring, those out there putting in stairs for car. But he got CNC machine right now where now he's making the shield mask for the hospital.
Doctors.
And the hospital now asking for 1 million masks all over the world.
It's crazy.
Okay? As a real estate agent, I'm calling my database, just touching base with them. All of a sudden, my database is like, yo, bro, my mom passed away. That's how we're going to sell it. Can you help us sell it? So we're getting the house ready right now in Beacon Hill so we can sell it. It's vacant. Those are the perfect house. We're going to help him clean it out. He lives in Hawaii. We're going to get it all cleaned up for him, right? And after that, I'm going to get my guy going and do some touch-up paint, stage it, and bam, we're going to put it in the market. That's cash flow. Calling fixer-upper and assigning them, assigning them cash flow. This two things right here is what I'm doing now to create cash flow without making any extra headache in my life. Yeah,
exactly. No, you're right, though. You're right that, we got to be innovative. You know what I mean? In this market, we got to think. But, it's, obviously what's going on is teaching us.
Yes.
And we're being better. We're going to be better for it. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you right now, this is the biggest blessing that everybody should really see it.
I agree.
Okay? Everyone got to see like this. Without darkness, you don't know how and appreciate the lightness.
Yeah.
Okay. Without breakdown, there's no breakthrough.
Yeah.
Okay. Without tough time, you don't get creative. What I said to you earlier was why I love people in Vietnam, the Philippines, because it's so poor. And there's so many millionaires in Vietnam and the Philippines because they're on their last leg and they got to think for themselves. They got to get creative. They got to try it. And the more they try things, the more creative they are. So right now, folks, everyone's watching this. This is a blessing. This is a new way. When we come out of that, it's going to be a new way how people are interacting with each other. Kids are going to school. It might not be in class anymore, bro. By the time your kid, my kid, be at our age, their kids be in class on the internet. Real estate, the way we sell real estate, I think it's old school. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like videos and FaceTiming, and people don't even have to go over there.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a whole new innovative. This is, I think, the beginning of a 21st century living, George Jetson's kind of a living, right? And I think people are now so used to not changing, and this happened, and they just fucked it up. But I think this right here is a massive, massive opportunity, and hopefully everyone really asks this question: what should I take away from this massive breakdown for myself?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's tons. You know, I think it starts from, you know, how you think. You know, that's one thing that, again, you know, being around you, being around, you know, our office, Saul and Albie, you know, they've created that type of culture in our office.
Right.
Mindset first. You know what I mean? Because I know with what's going on, so many people can really look at the negative,
right,
versus more of the positive and what they can learn from what's going on.
Yeah.
So what is your biggest, like, what is your, I know you've said something about, you know, your advice, you know, for investors, but what about agents that are, you know, in this situation now where we're very limited in going out there and show houses and things like that? What would you advise them to help them sustain business now? And
absolutely. I'm going to tell agent right now, and agent, I need you to listen up. Number one, if you ain't calling personally, touch base with all your database, then you deserve to be broke. This is the opportunity twofold. One is to get out of your own self and put yourself in other people and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
Bro, I just text as simple as everybody, bro. Look, this is my friend Carol, who I sold her a house like 2 years ago. And I text her, Carol, hey, this is Thach. I was thinking about you. I wanted to check in and see how you're doing with this crazy virus time. Hey, please let me know if you need anything. I'm here to help, and I have a lot of connection in Seattle. Also, I want to pass along a powerful mindset tip. Here's what I'm doing every day to keep myself and my mindset strong. Every morning when you wake up, write down 3 things that you appreciate and then 3 things that you want in your life. Love, Thach. Done. She just texted back and said, Thach, thank you. I appreciate the message. I hope you're doing good and stay safe. I'm volunteering at the Corona testing center in the Chinatown ID district, getting into a solid morning routine and tackling things on this project list. Can't wait to get back to work and survive this whole thing, and look forward to talking with you, and let's connect soon. So I just left her a voicemail, like this. And I say, hey, I appreciate, man, you volunteering, being on the front line, helping other people out there. If you need anything, food, mask, gear, hit me up, right? I'm happy to help. You know what I mean? You guys are in my community. She just texted out, I'm on the phone with you, okay? Thanks, Dad. Good to hear from you. Once we can go into a restaurant and let's grab lunch. There's a couple of things I'm doing right now. Let me get back with you, but lots of restaurants in the area, and I'd love to talk to you about bringing some food to the volunteer. Let's do it. Bam.
Yep.
This is what I'm doing, bro. Realtor, everyone. I can't tell you, bro, how many's on this list.
Yeah. Well, okay? I'm sure you got a whole bunch, man.
Okay? Yeah. If you just did that, bro, and just put out energy, you out looking out for people,
yeah,
you're good. You don't even have to talk about real estate. You just want to say what I just did. Okay? Yep. If this just did that, you're gonna feel good. And now you feel good. You never know. Somebody here is gonna say, my mom passed away. I need to sell the property. What you call it? If anything, you get nothing out of here. At least you are building and staying in deep rapport with your people. You already planted the seed. Yep. All you do now is just watering it, staying in deep rapport.
Yeah.
Now, for someone that's more advanced like you, you do this after you get done, you should be cold calling people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And here's the script you should say if you're a realtor. Hi, my name is Thach. I work for John Oscar Real Estate. I noticed you own this house at XYZ Street. I'm calling, hope you don't mind, but right now inventory is very, very low in our community. And I wanted to ask you, sir, have you had any thoughts on when you might consider selling? We'd love to help you also. I say the word inventory because we're actually, inventory is low. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Now, there's going to be some people that go, I'm glad you called. right? I'm ready to sell. I'm glad you called in a few months, or I'm not planning on selling. But here's the thing everyone is scared about. But isn't it a bad time to call during coronavirus time? Mm-hmm. And the answer is no. You're calling to keep work going. They don't know you're not working. I mean, real estate working off work, mm-hmm. but you're calling to just say inventory is low. We're looking for more inventory.
Yep.
Because a lot of them don't know, can they still sell right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you catch the one that do want to sell, they want to know that. And the answer, if you want to sell right now and you can, what's the answer to that, bro?
Yes.
You can. That's it.
You can, you know.
Agent, do that. And here's what I do know, E. In the 2008 crash, mm-hmm. it lasted 4 years.
Yeah.
The first few years, they couldn't get people out there and buy for nothing. This virus will be over in about 2 months.
Yeah. Shorter.
It's going to be aftermath afterwards. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Gotcha. But the virus, I believe, will be gone in about 2 months. Right now, it's April, May, June. Sometime in June, July, I think the virus, the curve's going to be like this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But there's still, the market got to get picked back up again.
Real fast.
Right? But the point is, we got to get back out again, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying, the window to this is short compared to the 2008 window.
Yeah.
So if people would just calm down, relax, and put in perspective. Here's perspective, E. I'd rather deal with being quarantined, money is tight, make it work, right? If the people in the Philippines can make it work, we can make it work, okay? Here's perspective. One of my friend, his wife, found out her cancer came back. During these times, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. Talk about a tough time, bro. When my dad had cancer and he died from cancer, man, I would have gave all my money for my dad, man, to stay alive.
Yeah.
So this shit right here, when you put it in perspective, this ain't shit.
Yeah.
There's so many people right now dying every day out there from this thing right now. So this right now is nothing. To put it in perspective, 2 more months and we'll be out of this. We're off and running, and when the market's going to come back again, okay? I believe the market, it's going to take a hit. But I think that we live in Seattle where the market is a strong market.
Very strong, yeah.
And I think that it's going to slowly come back up again.
Yeah.
So agent, call your database. For the more people that are more active, they want to be more encouraged, start calling the neighborhood and look for listings now.
Yep. No, I totally agree. You know, as far as the, you know, there's going to be so much demand when we can find a very, a great way, or at least we contain the virus. Right. Obviously, I'm not in the medical field, but once we can find a vaccine, that's when, okay, now maybe we can go back to normal, you know. But you're right, though, you know, there's going to be so much demand once this is contained that everybody's going to go back out there and just start buying and selling, and selling.
And
so
if you're an active agent now, you're gonna be out in front of the curve.
Yep, exactly. If you're doing what you're supposed to do today, until this ban, until we can go back out there and do some real estate, right? You know, man, you know, it'll be good, you know. So, but no, I totally agree with everything you said. You know, is there anything? What about like just everyday people that's not in real estate? What would you advise them? You know, what would you say to them? Mindset, things like that.
I would say number one is to make peace with where you're at, folks. The first thing you have to make peace where you're at. And one of the techniques I've learned in my own life experience, I heard Oprah Winfrey talk about this one time after I learned it. Right now, everyone is fearful. And the only way you can make peace with your fear is you have to look fear in the eye and you have to accept the worst case scenario. So I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by that, okay? And that people understand. Not a couple years ago, in 1995, I sold a house to a guy, and I didn't know that he was one of the biggest drug dealers, all around the United States. He got busted. The feds came, looked at me, and go, "You sold him the house, and since you sold him the house, that's called conspiracy. And conspiracy meaning you clean his money so you can buy a house. That's 15 years in a penitentiary." And so for 2 years, the Fed basically froze my money, everything I made, and as I was making money, they froze the money. And as I was going through trial, right, I had to prove myself innocent that, hey, man, I just sold a fucking house. You know what I mean? Right. But for 2 years, E. So this virus for 2 months ain't shit.
Yeah.
Compared to 2 years of being indicted. Okay. After about a year and a half, I was just so tired, exhausted, bro, because I was holding on to the fear of what if I some way go to prison?
Yeah.
And if I go to prison, what I seen and heard that people go to prison, they get stabbed, they get jumped, and they might not make it out. And that was the fear. That's the worst case fear that I had. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right. So for 2 years, I was indicted, and my fear was going to jail. But really, when I really got honest, well, my real fear was going to prison and getting murdered and don't come back out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a real deep fear. And so I remember it was April 4th, 1997. And the
Well, shoot, that's almost like, what is that, 23 years ago?
yeah, right. And my attorney at that time was going to get back at me and tell me, what was going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting at home, bro, and I was like, shit, man, if they indict me for this shit, I'll be pissed. You know what I mean? That's wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just so nervous. And I don't know what happened. Me and Cam each other sitting down, we'll go, all right, listen, 2 things that can happen. One, I'm free. Another thing that can happen is they can indict me for being wrong. But if they did indict me wrong, we had to be prepared for the worst case scenario. So we can at least just figure out what to do if the worst case scenario come. And then we can at least just put that aside and not think about that no more.
Yeah.
So me and Cam sat down and go, the worst case, if I get indicted and do 15 years, then we had all this property. And I said, we should go get a power of attorney for you so you can have it ready. So if I have to go in, you can sign everything. So you never have to go and see me to sign.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we had to go get a power of attorney. And then all the property, you know what I mean? We had to get it ready just in case, right? And we had, we couldn't tell our mom and dad. And then we talked about all the worst case scenario. If I had to go in, these are all the things she got to take care of, okay? And then she would just sell the house. We had a nice house. She go live with her mom, right? So she can save the payment. She can still working real estate and all that. And then we even got to the point, even the worst case, after if you don't want to wait until 15 years come out and you want to move on to go see somebody else, you should. So that was the worst thing that I ever had to do with it. But after her and I both agreed on it, we stopped fearing the worst case anymore. So once you stop thinking about it, it's not even in the back of your head no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I recommend everyone that do right now is to ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario? Remember, going to jail was not the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
The true worst case scenario was going to jail and be murdered.
Yeah.
Make sense? So I ask everyone who's watching, if you are every day of life, just even thinking, not even just going back to work, look, you and your spouse sit down and ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario? And let's talk about that. If the worst case scenario come, the worst case scenario come, then what is some of our game plan we can put in place so we can actually just make peace with the worst case scenario now, so we don't have to think about it? Because if you don't accept the worst case scenario, you're always attracting the worst case scenario. So when people say to me, well, you accept the worst case scenario, and you're attracting that? No, when you accept the worst case scenario, you are just looking at worst case scenario, dealing with it, making solution with it, and make peace with it. When you make peace, you don't even think about it anymore. Then you're just going all forward. Does that make sense?
Yep, I totally agree. Yep.
But make peace with your worst case scenario. After you make peace, then you're gonna see your mind now is not cluttered with a fear. Then the second thing is write down all the different things you can do to start making cash flow.
Yeah.
And you'll see how creative your mind will be.
Yeah.
And that's what tip I'll give people.
One thing that I learned from you all these years was, acceptance. You know what I mean? And I think, part of moving forward, and really decluttering your mind from the negative thoughts is accepting the worst case scenario.
That's right.
Because
and accepting, again, that accepting is not saying we are going to attract that.
Right.
Accepting, say we're making peace with this and we don't have to worry about it no more. Because the fact that you're worrying about it, concerned, you keep attracting that more in your life.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times when we haven't accepted it, it freezes us.
Yes.
It freezes us from trying to move forward.
That's
What I
right.
mean? And so when you accept it, you accept the worst case scenario, it's a lot easier to just like, boom, okay, now I can figure out what I need to do.
Another way of saying it is this, when you don't accept the worst case scenario, you're actually putting your own bar and you're imprisoning your own self and you can't get out.
Can't get out.
But when you accept the worst case scenario, then now you're taking the bar down. Now you can actually move forward again in life.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why it's important to accept the worst case scenario during these times, make peace with it. Once you do, your mind is clear and you inspire, and only in inspiration is creativity lies.
Yeah, yeah.
Right down there.
This is, I mean, everything that you're saying is true. Like I said, one thing that I notice is that, for you keep things simple.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And even now, from now and back then, what you do is still the same.
They're the same, bro.
Never change. Very simple. You're going back to cold calling. You're going back to, you've always done the door knocking, and, it's simple. Yeah. But, it's so hard for people to do because I think sometimes they think it's the ego thing. It's too much pride. Like, yo, you're looking from this guy. He's doing it. And like, he's successful at it. I think that's one thing that I struggled with. But I remember following you for my first 3-4 years in real estate. We grinded out, man, every single day, 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
I still remember a funny story is you were so passionate about our success.
Right.
You turn in our numbers and stuff. I don't know if I should say this, but when someone didn't turn in their work, it was tough. There was one time where you like karate kicked the board and the board, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? But I looked at
basically just ripping on people.
Yeah. No, it was good though, because I looked at what I thought about what your message was versus what happened. You know what I mean? It's like, man, we got to get on it. You know what I mean? We have to get on it, man. We got to do what he did, because the way I looked at it was like, I'm following him because he's at this level. Right. You know what I mean? The approach was different now than back then. Right. But I think there were some things that you had to go through for you to kind of change how you coach people now. That's right. You know what I mean? Right. So now, man, you're easy going, you know what I mean? But you still are grinding the way you used to grind back then. Your mindset's the same. You meditate. You still meditate. Remember, we used to meditate with Gabby
every morning.
Yeah, man, I see it. I see it, but I don't know about the filters, man.
Yeah.
The filters, man.
I'm gonna say this to people. Accept the worst case scenario. Do your thing right down, right? But I'm gonna say this for everyone listening, okay? Stay hungry.
Yeah. Yep.
Stay hungry is the key. It don't matter how successful you are. I have over 100,000 a month in positive cash flow every month right now coming in, okay? And I'm always hungry. Not saying I'm not appreciative or grateful, but stay hungry on learning and growing new things every day.
Yeah.
Stay hungry is the key word, okay? And then keep learning new things.
Yeah.
If you can stay hungry and keep learning new things, you'll always, man, always be in good shape.
Yeah, man. No, that's the truth, Thach. And man, like I said, man, I appreciate our friendship. I appreciate the stuff that you put out there. Your passion for people to be better, not just financially, but mentally, man. I think that's the biggest thing that I got out of being with you, though. I mean, the past 20-some years, and it's dope. It's dope to see your growth. And I see, one thing that I look at is, again, the way you grind, man. You don't stop, man. You don't stop. And there is your actions, is portrayed out there, but also, your actions is giving you what you have today.
That's right.
Financially, it's not just financially, man. You work out. You have this daily routine. It's never stopped. Right. It's the same. And so that's something I appreciate.
when you do things that for the right reason and is aligned to your heart and your passion, it's never a grind, folks. It just inspires action every single day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, man. But like I said, man, it's been fun seeing you grow, you know, and it's fun that you're out there just really being an inspiration to a lot of us, man, for forever, you know.
Yeah.
And so I hope that, you know, everybody learns something out of this talk, because obviously every time I talk to you, man, I learn something, you know. And that I think my thought is always when I talk to you, it's like, I'm going to learn something today with that. I'm going to learn something today with that, you know. And I think we all have to look at every single, you know, situation that way. Right. What are we learning today?
Right.
You know. And so, but is there anything else that you just want to let the community know, man? What is it? Is there anything?
Man, I'm gonna tell you guys, just keep it real simple, man. Stay hungry, man, and just keep learning and figure out what the worst case scenario in this time in your life, in your family life. Make peace with it with you and your spouse. And then after that, just write down all the different activities and ways you guys can actually grow from this point forward. You do that, the next 5-10 years, you're going to be unstoppable.
Yep, exactly. So I'm going to take those notes, bro. So, but hey, guys, you know, again, thank you very much for, you know, listening. Hopefully that you guys still on here. But Thach, man, I appreciate your friendship, your guidance throughout these years, especially at this time. And if anything, guys, man, I just want to wish everybody a great day today. Man, stay home, stay healthy, keep grinding like Thach said. And until next time, man, God bless.
All right, you guys. Peace out.